What if I told you that in a remote corner of Texas, a mysterious hole has opened up in the ground, and the sounds coming from inside have left scientists absolutely terrified? Right now, across the internet, people are calling this place the gateway to hell. The story begins in early 2026, in a small town called Murchison, Texas. A local ranch owner named Jake noticed something deeply disturbing at the furthest edge of his massive property. For days, his dogs refused to go anywhere near that specific area. At night, they would stand outside the house, staring into the pitch-black woods and howling in a way that gave Jake chills, as if they were sensing an invisible, malicious presence lurking in the dark. One morning, Jake grabbed his rifle and decided to investigate. Pushing through the thick brush, he stumbled upon an opening that had never been there before. This was no ordinary hole. It was a perfectly circular shaft, about 5 feet wide, plunging straight down into a bottomless, pitch-black abyss. Jake picked up a heavy rock and dropped it in. He waited, but there was no sound of it hitting the bottom. It was as if the hole led directly into a void. He turned on his phone's flashlight and pointed it downward, but the beam was swallowed by the dense darkness just a few feet in. But the real horror began when he leaned closer to the edge to listen. A faint, scraping sound was echoing from the deep. It wasn't the wind. It sounded like something massive crawling against the dirt walls, accompanied by a low, rhythmic whispering. Terrified, Jake backed away and immediately called the local authorities. They dismissed it as a routine sinkhole and told him not to worry, but Jake couldn't let it go. The next day, he rigged a high-definition GoPro camera and a professional audio recorder to a heavy-duty steel cable. He slowly began lowering the camera into the dark, narrow shaft. As the camera descended, the live feed on his monitor revealed something deeply unsettling. The walls of the hole weren't smooth or natural. They were covered in deep, jagged claw marks, as if something incredibly large had been desperately scratching its way up from the bottom. The camera was about 50 feet down when the video feed suddenly began to glitch and distort with heavy static. Jake, who was wearing headphones to monitor the audio, froze. The sound that suddenly blasted through his ears made his blood run cold. It wasn't mechanical static. It was a chaotic, overlapping chorus of what sounded like muffled human screams, layered beneath a heavy, guttural breathing sound. It felt as though a massive creature was waking up down there, and the sheer vibration of its breath was making the steel cable shake. Terrified, Jake tried to pull the cable back up, but something violently yanked it from below. The cable ripped through his hands with immense force. Using all his strength, Jake finally managed to haul the equipment back to the surface. When the camera emerged, Jake was horrified. Half of the camera housing was completely melted, and the steel cable had deep, sharp bite marks torn right through the metal. If this real-life nightmare is sending chills down your spine, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happened next, because the government is doing everything they can to bury the truth. Jake immediately uploaded the raw footage and audio to Reddit, and within hours, it went viral across the United States. It became known as the Murchison Foxhole Mystery. Conspiracy theories exploded online. Some claimed it was an entrance to a forgotten, underground military bunker where classified biological experiments were conducted back in the 1960s, and that whatever was inside had finally broken containment. Others, including paranormal experts, believed it was an ancient, cursed anomaly, a prison built deep within the earth to hold something that should never see the light of day. Just 48 hours after the video went viral, unmarked black SUVs arrived at Jake's ranch. Government agents in tactical gear completely sealed off the area. They erected massive steel barricades around the perimeter, banning all local media, drones, and civilians from getting anywhere near the property. The government issued a brief, official statement, claiming it was nothing more than a hazardous natural sinkhole leaking high levels of methane gas. But the locals living in Murchison aren't buying the official story. Residents claim that since the military sealed off the site, loud, low-frequency vibrations can be felt shaking the ground every night between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. It feels like a massive, heavy machine, or something enormous, is shifting deep beneath the surface. Even more disturbing, neighbors have spotted heavy military transport trucks driving into the restricted zone under the cover of darkness, carrying massive, reinforced iron cages. What exactly are they trying to transport? And if this is just a routine gas leak, why is it being guarded like a top-secret military base? A team of whistleblowers recently leaked a classified thermal scanning report online. According to the document, advanced scans revealed that the Murchison Foxhole opens up into a massive, hollow cavern system nearly 2 miles beneath the surface. It is an entirely uncharted underground world, but the most terrifying detail in the report was the movement. The thermal scans picked up multiple massive, heat-generating signatures moving through the tunnels, signatures with a body temperature completely foreign to any known land animal. There is something living down there, completely cut off from human civilization. As for Jake, he has completely vanished. Some believe he was relocated by the government to keep him quiet, while others fear he went back to the woods that night. The Murchison Foxhole remains heavily guarded behind steel walls and armed checkpoints, but the question remains, what is waiting down there in the dark? Is it an ancient subterranean species that has existed beneath us for centuries, or is it something far worse? The government can try to hide it, but the truth always finds a way out. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me honestly, if you found a mysterious, bottomless hole in your backyard, would you drop a camera inside to see what's down there, or would you pack your bags and run? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with your friends to see what they think.